Welcome to Sunset High School's 2016 Megagame. This year, we are continuing the story from last year's Watch the Skies game. Google shsgalbraith for a complete video, but here's a basic summary of what happened. Aliens invaded, human leaders had a bad time communicating, they censored their own press, which made communication even harder, and both Japan and England got nuked. This year we're starting in London after the nuclear blast. Students are playing the leaders of a gang fighting for survival. Society is all but lost, and the teams will need to use various resources in order to barter and reinvent technology. The River Thames is so polluted and wild that London is basically two cities now, the north and the south, and teams cannot cross it. Our players represent leaders of their gang, while the individual members are represented with cubes, and they can be gained or lost throughout the game, as the fortunes of different gangs rise and fall. We refer to them as GM, standing for gang member. On each team will be a team leader who makes general decisions and plans with other leaders.
Are you actually, so if I give you one, I mean, all I know is I haven't had one, but yeah, so it has an age on it. So that's 4.
The fighter will go to the map, attacking and defending territory.
Wow, yowza. Bro, do you have any bad luck?
Oh my god.
So let's see. First and foremost, we have purple and gray. Both of you will receive a +2.
Not experienced with die rolling.
That's okay. Gray wins. Both of you please roll again to see how many of your men die, if any.
There's a scavenger who looks for more resources at various damaged sites throughout the city.
Did you get anything good?
2 fruits. That's what we needed to stay alive. Keep our gang members. So we'll see.
And Trader will negotiate with other teams in order to gain needed resources.
I'd be willing to trade for whatever you're going to bet if you reveal. Really? Yeah.
Bargaining striking right now.
I'll show you 2 of my cards. I'll show you 2. You show me 2 of yours. Sure. Buy one.
If they can gather the right ingredients, they can pass these on to the inventor, who will hopefully recreate something that will give their gang an advantage.
I'd like to make a wrap.
We have a gun that shoots crude oil, +3 to attack and defense. That is awesome.
Finally, the scout is the only member of the team that is allowed to visit all of the locations. Also, if the team can create a raft, they can visit the other side of the river.
Yeah, well, she knows. I know everything. The owl knows everything.
Before we go on, I should mention the people running this show. There are various controllers and filmmakers who help make this mega game possible.
What do you think, guys? How long until it goes horribly wrong?
Second round.
I'm saying second round there's all kinds of surprises, so third round there's all kinds of...
Aftermath.
Third round is when it all breaks. 5th or 6th round is when it really breaks.
It's easier because I was playing it. All I had to do was go to you and be like, let's help some people. Like, let's all vote on helping the aliens.
No one attacked on this side.
We had 2
Everyone's
people.
peaceful.
We had 2 people bring 5 guys each. And they're standing around at the end of the turn going, nah, I don't want to just devour someone next to me. Like, you know, the person next to them is standing there with 2 guys in hand. It's like, no, you're fine. I don't need to destroy
Meanwhile,
you.
on my side, skirmishes are automatically happening. We have one team that brought 7 people, and they unfortunately lost half of their invading army, but...
Dealing is fast and furious. Gangs are cooperating a little bit, but keeping a wary eye on one another.
Make London great again.
Hi.
Big knee. How many did I say? Did I say 36? 38. 38. I'm losing my mind. I think it's 86. This is really productive. But is that where you're filming me? I'm filming you. Controller. Ah, it's a bitch.
Some are arrows.
I don't think that would work. So, no. No. Okay.
This is very much a game of politics and negotiation. So before we begin, let's listen to an expert on politics discuss this year's game.
You know, I'm a little little distraught about the nuking of London last year, so I feel a bit of a moral obligation to facilitate an opportunity to rectify the disaster with which we were, partially implicated as being the source of last year. So I think there is great potential for teams to come together and right the wrong, but there's also potential that the catastrophe could expand.
Brilliant politician. Take notes, kids. Anyway, the beginning of the game involved people setting up, reading through rules that they didn't read before the game. High school students treat procrastination as an art form here. And getting their sustenance prepared.
We're making pancakes though. The magical sound of pancakes.
Let's introduce the gangs.
Drop 4 actually. You drop 4.
We have very few, and I want to be able to.
So we gave him 11.
So now we have 11.
I need more than one.
We should allocate resources from, we can get resources.
Aside. So you should give it to me. Because I'm kind of worried about everyone else. I don't think they'll attack us.
Alright, so we'll see who has a daughter.
So we need more GM. I'm prepared to spend 10 food for 1 GM.
Sorry? How's it going?
From what I saw.
Okay. This is Strapwood.
There will be times people will be...
Here's the story of the Battle of London. There were a whole bunch of extra team members that I didn't expect to see at the game.
And how do you feel? The small creatures are the most terrifying. This is Louis.
The first turn largely involved leaders finding out how the game worked.
What's up?
You're orange.
No, red.
This round.
Right.
And then this will be the total number of cubes they should have at their table starting their round.
Okay.
And you may have to pull extras from the map to make that.
We're trying to coordinate an alliance. We're trying.
We're just on PMAX.
This is the only group we can trust. Yeah.
We're talking. We're deliberating. So, I asked one of the controllers, and they said if we got a rope and a cedar block, we could tie that to another game member. Oh my god, yes, please. Unfortunately, you'd have to use a cedar block on the rope, so you'd have to give it. There's a good piece of information on this.
Have batteries and wire for you. Okay. Whenever you need them for the generator, that's basically 2/3 of a generator.
Okay, we're deciding on to go with the generators and we're opening with water filters because water filters provide medicine.
Well, I mean, I'm just glasses being very difficult to produce, so it's still nice to have this as like a backup plan because the hydroelectric still is very useful if we can find everything in it.
A few of our players from the previous year started testing the boundaries of what was legal.
They might have the secret food marks in one of their territories, so you can go and take over that land.
We've now just simply put poison into the syringes. I mean, steroids. We put steroids, and we're going that. Well, I will soon, like in the next couple of rounds, be going over to their trading market and distributing poison that will purportedly grant bonus to their attacks.
I wouldn't touch anything. I would just... Are you a scout? I am a scout. Yes, you may. I'm working it out just a second.
Yes, you might recognize this guy again. He's trying to form an Assassin's League.
Here's this. I'm gonna need... At some point I'm gonna need 2 GM.
Any of you want to donate either body armor?
This meeting where he's trying to sell his services to the highest bidder happened in the South. When the North noticed this big meeting, they started putting aside their differences and allying with each other, because they were worried that the South was more coordinated than they were.
What are you doing? I'm setting up a meeting. We're gonna try and do League of Nations.
Of course, Eventually, they got the sales pitch too.
Be over here.
Can you explain what that meeting was about?
So he's like, we got assassins and we're gonna kill people and that we
Not
gotta...
including me, but I'm her second.
I don't even know. Basically we can't trust him. He's bad.
I don't really know what's going on. I'm doing a lot of trading. I'm a scavenger guy, so like I'm like clueless on everything.
He's trying to get us all to band together against the other side. But at the same time, I'm also feeling like if we do band together and start fighting the other side, that we're probably just gonna like start fighting each other from the inside so that we could steal their resources while they're dying from fighting the other side. I don't know.
I think he's on the other side. Yeah, he's on the other side of the river. He has a raft, so he like talks to them. I don't know what about, but
It's going pretty good. We finally all joined together aside from our misinformation and difficulty.
I don't know what's going on.
We're banding together and forgiving past things.
Join against a common enemy. What?
Can I go over there?
You can't. That's the river. You can't.
Make a boat.
Give
me like
How's it going? Good. I am gonna be the one operating on the other side of the river by myself, so I know this is gonna be exciting.
Now, in order for the scouts to get here, they had to have a raft to cross the river. The unfortunate thing about a raft is...
what happened? They sabotaged my route. Oh no! That won't stop me.
Guys, hide on your side.
Enemy scout! Hide your eye, hide your stuff.
I'm not entirely sure. I think
Purple kidnapped Yellow Scout.
Are you trapped up?
I don't even know. I know that this side is supposedly allied, and we're supposedly building up and scouting out that side. And then we're supposedly thinking about getting a bridge next time. But I don't know for sure. All I know is they spent all the GM on something that was not trading.
Is no one there to bring you back?
No one's there to bring me back. No one's brought me back. I'm stuck over here.
Allowed to use the raft?
Yeah, you can bring me back.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. So she's stuck over here.
I know. That CL team too. We should do.
That's why he's been over here the whole time.
By the way, I got
Nope. So the wooden raft got popped, and the raft, and my wooden raft got, I don't know what happened to it, washed away in the water. So basically, if you create a new raft, you spend 3 GM on this particular rescue mission, you can get your scout back from the other side. Winter is coming. The weather's starting to get colder. That is a hint.
Wait, is there a rescue mission coming?
Yeah, we just need the stuff.
Yeah, he's right. No, the wind's gonna freeze the river, everyone's gonna be able to cross, and we need to attack immediately.
What?
Winter's coming. I mean, what do you expect? It's gonna freeze.
Okay. Do you want me to get them back together?
Well, we need our scout back here to tell us what's going on.
No, he can't do that. He can't convey information.
Yes, anyone who picks me up.
We can?
Turn papers though.
Okay, so Jonathan has game. That's right. Awesome. Okay. What do you mean?
Like they got the food card, like flipped it over and matched it.
There's actually inventions that require food.
Can we destroy somebody's raft?
We really want to destroy the raft. It could be 2 GM, how does that work?
The destroyer, well, it depends on whose it is. If it's Nathan that they're trying to destroy, they can't do that, unfortunately.
What?
He has built a special raft.
Who's the other one that came over?
The other one, yes, you can actually destroy
Okay, we're
it.
destroying that one.
So that person can't.
Before a rescue mission could be mounted for either scout, however, another event occurred.
The river has frozen over. We're going to pull the ropes down. We're going to put the mats together.
Hey guys, there's one giant map now. How does this change things?
Actually, a lot, yeah. We can make peace or make war without having to build anything. Right. Maybe build some stuff. But.
And if we make peace, we'll have to like rely on them to keep on there.
The game has changed. I'm going to go over there and trade, I think.
It's getting intense.
Game kind of chaotic.
that we want to attack. And so I think that everyone on the river is going to attack, and if you're not on the river, you're putting your defenses for people on the river. So you're trying to help people out. There's going to be a giant war, but I don't think we're attacking this round because there's scouts over here from that side who've been spying on us, and I think they think that we're going to attack, so I don't think we're going to attack this time.
It's pretty crazy. We've been building up towards an all-out attack, and since we're on the shore, we're going to be contributing to that greatly. So hopefully this goes well, and if not, then we're screwed.
I'm enjoying myself. I've become a drug dealer.
A huge amount of jams. So next round we're making a full-on assault. They have like 40 with a bunch of drugs. So trade out most of your materials for drugs, and everything will be fine.
Yes. Hey, if we don't lose that many GMs,
we have drugs.
A lot of them.
We're gonna use
This many drugs.
Immediately following the river freezing, there were some giant fights as the two sides all tried to throw their resources at the opposing alliance.
Yes, who would you like to invade?
We'll do 3 on 20, we'll do 3 on 19, and we'll do 2 on 18.
Would you go ahead and put them all on there?
Okay.
3 on 20. Do you guys are on 19? 2 on 18. Invading force. I believe red was the first invading force.
Wait, do you use our abilities?
They were willing to do anything to gain an advantage.
Items? You can use cards.
So we have steroids.
What does steroids do?
Off on attack.
As it turns out, these steroids did not do what was advertised.
Okay, our guy just you now get a -1. So apparently what happened was they poisoned your steroids a long time ago.
those steroids weren't real, they were poison.
They were poisoned.
Teams who had invested heavily were now desperate to get rid of them, trying to turn them into weapons.
What, the syringes as weapons?
I mean, they probably work better than fists.
Not much.
No. The needles would just break once and you'd be done. Yeah. So the answer is no.
There's special rules that are going to happen in this particular round. The goal is to crown the King of London, or Queen of London, as the case may be. The way this is going to work, whoever controls the most territories at the end of this particular fight, they are going to be considered the winner. Unless there's an alliance of multiple teams, and then they count up all of the territories they all control as one.
Grand alliances formed in both the north and the south, trying to gain an advantage on the opposing side.
What we could do is, what we could do is have you attack yellow, you give up your territory, so then when they try to come in and take it, they'll...
You can just defend.
But, yeah. Oh, you got 42? All right. Okay.
All 3 of us had big influence.
No, what did you bring to the game?
The largest army. Intimidation factor. Good looks. Let's stick with the intimidation factor.
Care anymore. Does it really matter? Like, honestly, we're all friends. I don't want this to be the reason our alliance crumbles. Yeah, it's not going to your own. We're gonna.
Would anyone like to defend that point? I'm going to roll 6, but 25 seconds on the clock for defense. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
We're building mustard gas bombs. So if you can get us gunpowder and pipes.
Gunpowder pipes is all we need. So basically, once the fighting all resolves, the games that control that territory no longer count towards their win count.
So I don't know whose side you're on, but we'll figure it out eventually.
Okay.
So on to purple.
All right.
Excuse me, guys.
All right. So.
No, we only just
Mr. Reese.
Finally, the dust settled on the battlefield. Before the bodies could be counted, though, a series of explosions rocked the city.
Arc to block it off from us. Pink.
Pink, I have pink. Okay, let's start counting.
2 for pink. 1 for gray, somehow. In the midst of all that chaos, a single 1 for gray.
Gray for 1.
They could have just taken it.
Who are we missing? Blue?
White.
31, 32. 4 were wiped off the map.
There was the mighty alliance of the north plus the mighty alliance of the south. Unfortunately, the south was betrayed. So who was the team leader that was the black cubes?
He's very smug about it.
I know, I'm so happy how it went. I thought someone was going to backstab us, and instead we got to. Yeah, I love when it works out like that.
Yay, we're traitors.
And so, London has a queen. Again.
Team is so yellow, and like everybody else is getting screwed over.
We're black. I'm black.
You all do this. You just stabbed us in the face and then the back.
I love you guys.
More or less. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad we were
It was really good on your part, though. You guys betrayed all of you.
Team, I would love to.
Yeah, and you guys were the strongest. You were our arms. You had everything.
I think there's a profound lesson to be learned in this particular game. And the lesson is, never trust this guy, or this guy.